2 games into the season, 2 bad performances, and now a defeat. There's plenty wrong at Manchester United. This video is about 10 things that are wrong at the moment.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world?
Way too many things are wrong with Manchester United as it stands. We're only 2 games in and things are failing. Why? Well, let's look at all the points today. Here's 10 things that are wrong with Manchester United in no particular order. Number 1, issues on the left with Garnacho and Shaw. Now, we all know how good Luke Shaw and Garnacho are on the ball, but off the ball it's not working. You're seeing with Garnacho there on that left-hand side, he's really struggling in the half space of knowing what to do. How does he cover? How does he help Shaw? How does Shaw help him? Now, on the front foot, there's absolutely no issue. Garnacho is brilliant at dribbling at the ball. Shaw is fantastic at overlapping and then receiving the ball and getting the ball into the centre. But you can see already, and you saw it in pre-season, that these two don't mesh very well off the ball. 2, the expectation on Mason Mount. Mason Mount has come to the football club for a big price, and also with a reputation. A Chelsea boy who's won quite a lot, but we know that he was coming to the team to play a different role. He wants to play number 8, and Erik ten Hag wants him to play as number 8. But we're seeing that with this Manchester United midfield that it's completely fractured. There's a lot of expectation on Mason Mount's shoulders, and that's understandable. But I think United fans need to stand back a little bit and let him grow. Number 3, Rashford as the 9. I talk about this non-stop. Marcus Rashford is a fantastic finisher now. He's improved so much in the last 2 or 3 years with putting the ball in the net. The main issue for me is off the ball. We saw against Tottenham Hotspur once again the same things we saw against Wolves. Lack of penetration, doesn't really do the work, does a lot of jogging, which is not a great look for him, but he's always trying to be in the channel. That's his game. He wants to be out on the left-hand side. There's every chance here that Erik ten Hag could have started him on the left and done something different in the centre, but he's chosen to go with Rashford, and I think that's hurt Rashford's game, and it's hurt Manchester United. Number 4, Casemiro. Last season, we were worried about Casemiro at the end of the campaign. He was so good for 75% of it. But then, after his suspensions, when he came back, you could see he looked a bit jaded and never quite brought back that performance levels. Well, he's now playing in the midfield 3 with Bruno and Mount, and you can see he's getting overrun. Manchester United need to act quickly with this and find some support for Casemiro. Otherwise, it could be a very long season for the Brazilian. Number 5, poor use of Onana. Very, very quickly, we're seeing how good Onana is with his feet. It's fantastic vision up the pitch. He can pick people out. He's so comfortable on the ball. He's the opposite of David De Gea. But what's the issue with Manchester United and Onana? Which is just that players are not showing for him. When he gets the ball and he gets his head up and he wants to go quick, Manchester United are going slow. Erik ten Hag needs to fix that very, very quickly. He needs to get the team in shape to know that when Onana's got the ball, they have to move and give him options. Number 6, Bruno out of the 10. Bruno Fernandes has started the season as an 8. That's not what I wanted to see. I want to see Bruno closer to the 10. That's where he does his best work. We've already seen in this campaign that he's there as a dual 8 with Mount, and it's not working at all in 2 games. And I think when we looked at pre-season, it didn't work then either. There's no doubt here the manager wants to stick with it and go with it. Erik ten Hag hasn't got a plan B when it comes to the centre of the pitch. We're seeing Bruno being used as an auxiliary player once again, on the right, further forward back, doing everything. That's really not what Bruno Fernandes needs, and that's not what we need to see from him. I really want to see Bruno Fernandes in the number 10 position as soon as possible. Number 7, the waste of Jadon Sancho. Now, I'll be honest, Jadon Sancho, last 2 years, underwhelming. But we saw in pre-season what Jadon Sancho can do. Playing as a false 9, looking more comfortable up the pitch. Taking away from the wide areas, being able to drop in and out and help more, in the way he wants to play the game. But it seems that Erik ten Hag has just abandoned that almost immediately. And in the first 2 games of the season, we've seen Marcus Rashford play through the centre and play poorly. And yet, Jadon Sancho hasn't really been favoured. When he's come onto the football pitch, it's been on the left-hand side. That's something I don't understand. Why experiment with it for weeks and then go back to something else, especially when Jayden was a success playing as a false nine. I'd like to see Jayden playing through the middle a little bit more. Number 8, a lack of fitness. Erik ten Hag has been interviewed multiple times in the last few weeks and said how proud he is of his team's fitness. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not really seeing that. And if anything, I'm seeing United suffer through football matches. Okay, in pre-season, that's fine. No problem. You can take your time, get your energy levels up, find a way to become more fit, increase your stamina, do everything you need to do. But the first 2 games of the season, I think we saw against Wolves and Tottenham that those 2 other teams looked fitter than United, and in the second halves they actually grew while Manchester United shrank. That's a worrying sign for this point of the campaign. Number 9, a lack of overall creativity. This again is normally put at Bruno Fernandes' doorstep. Bruno's a creator, he's the one who gets all the stats, all the metrics, fantastic XG, fantastic XA, but why are we only relying on one player? Last year when there was issues with Manchester United, things changed when Christian Eriksen got the ball and played the 6-8 and got United moving. And for several months that worked until he got injured. After that, United suffered once again in creativity. We've bought Mason Mount to supposedly help with this. Mason Mount is a creator, but the role he's being asked to play at the moment is visceral, playing this role where he's up and down the pitch, doing lots of work off the ball, but doing very little work on it. Manchester United need to find a way to create through the whole team, and that's probably something that they won't be able to solve unless they go out into the transfer market and purchase 1 or 2 players. And number 10, and this is really the cherry on the cake with things that are wrong at Manchester United at the moment. 2 words, Mason Greenwood. Manchester United have just announced that Mason Greenwood will be leaving the football club. It's a saga that's gone on for 18 months. The last 6 months the club have been investigating. Now we have the outcome. It's time for Manchester United to move on from the player and for the player to start his career elsewhere. If you're enjoying the content here on the channel, please subscribe, that would be fantastic. Please like and share with all of your friends and Manchester United supporters. I'm really appreciative that you watch the videos, and we'll see you again for the next one.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.